नमस्कार, रेडियो पाठशालामा तपाईलाई स्वागत छ। रेडियो पाठशाला मकवानपुरको नमुना विद्यालय आधुनिक राष्ट्रिय माध्यमिक विद्यालय संघको सहकार्यमा रेडियो सन्देश 106.9 मेगाहर्जले तयार पारेको हो। तपाई रेडियो पाठशाला, रेडियो सन्देश 106.9 मेगाहर्ज, अनलाइनमा रेडियोसन्देश.com, मोबाइल एप्लिकेशनमा रेडियो सन्देश फेसबुक पेज र युट्युब च्यानलमा रेडियो सन्देश अनलाइन टिभीमा एकैसाथ सुनिरहनु भएको छ। आज रेडियो पाठशालामा सामाजिक विषय पढाउनको लागि आउनु भएको छ सूरज बुढाथोकी। विद्यार्थी साथीहरू कपी कलम लिएर तयार रहनुहोला है।
Hello students, Namaste. Welcome to you all in another new episode of Radio Pathshala. Okay, my dear students, if you are following us in Radio Pathshala, then now you know that from yesterday we have started Adhunik Quiz. This program comes in Radio Sandesh 106.9 MHz from 10 AM to 11 AM. And the questions are from two subjects, social studies and health and population education. You can participate and you can win some good prizes. Last time we talked about the prerequisites of development, and in prerequisites of development we talked about literacy, public participation, entrepreneurship and peace, the four prerequisites of development. I hope now you can define prerequisites of development. Yes, it's a precondition of development. It is a condition, it is a situation which helps a country to make development. So they are like preconditions. You know now what is prerequisite. And also we talked about all the prerequisites one by one. Can you tell me what is public participation? Very good. Involvement of people in developmental work is public participation. Can you give me some importance of public participation? Very good. It helps us to control the corruption. It helps to utilize the available local means and resources. And there are others, right? You know about literacy, public participation, entrepreneurship, and you know about peace. Last time I told you a story of Dhangro. To understand entrepreneurship, if you remember the story of Dhangro, it will be very clear to you. The man who started the business of Dhangro is a great entrepreneur because he looked into a simple thing in an extraordinary way. So that's called entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is an activity of changing a simple thing into an extraordinary thing. He just took Dhangro, he made a concept, and he started a new business. The man was from Germany, and in Germany he started a new business of Dhangro. Such activities are called entrepreneurship. Now today let's move on to our next lesson, that is infrastructures of development. I have already given you the 5 learning outcomes of Unit 2. Till now we have completed 2 learning outcomes. The first learning outcome was mention the concept of development and be familiar with the means and resources of development. We have finished it. The second learning outcome was give introduction of prerequisites of development and tell their importance. We have also finished it. Now the third learning outcome of this unit that we are going to deal today is mention the status of education, health, transportation, communication, electricity and drinking water in Nepal. That is our lesson today. We are going to work on this learning outcome. Alright, so now let's move on to our lesson, that is infrastructures of development. So the first question is, what is infrastructures of development? According to Wikipedia, the definition of infrastructure is like this. Infrastructure is the fundamental facilities and systems serving a country, city or other area, including the services and facilities necessary for its economy to function. this definition can make you clear that infrastructures are the fundamental facilities. They are the systems working in the country to take the country to development, to take the country ahead. They are like mechanism. They are the structure. They are the network. They are the organization inside the country which is helping the country to progress, which is helping the country to bring transformation in different sectors. So now you know infrastructures means the basic physical and organizational structures. They are the facilities. They are the systems. When you start to build your infrastructures, you help the country for development. Alright? Do you know why the youth of our country like to go to America, Europe, Australia? When you talk to them, they just say that the situation of education, health, transportation, communication, drinking water, such facilities are not working properly in Nepal, so I have moved to these countries. You can get this answer. From this example, now we can know about the overall status of infrastructures of development of our country. Right? Now we know that in terms of infrastructures of development, we are far behind than these countries like America, Australia, Europe. In our last class, we talked about developed country and developing country. So, to talk about the difference between developed country and developing country, you can also take this point. The status of infrastructures of development is quite high in developed country, and the status of infrastructures of development in developing country is not good. Alright? This can also make you clear that infrastructures are the systems. They are the organization. They are the structures which is working to build a country. Till now we have talked about development, prerequisites and infrastructures. You might get confused in these three terms. यो तीनटा टर्म्सहरुमा भाइ बहिनीहरुलाई के अप्ठ्यारो पर्ला यसलाई म एउटा एक्जाम्पल द्वारा चाहिँ अलिकति क्लियर गर्ने प्रयास गर्छु है त भाइ बहिनीहरु. डेभलपमेन्ट इज लाइक अ बस, राइट? एउटा गाडी हैन. डेभलपमेन्ट इज लाइक अ बस एन्ड द व्हील्स आर infrastructures and the force which is pushing the bus forward is prerequisite. विकास एउटा बस जस्तो हो. त्यो बसमा लागेका पाङ्राहरू चाहिँ त्यसका इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर्स, त्यसका पूर्वाधारहरू हुन् र त्यो बसलाई अगाडि बढाउनको लागि पछाडिबाट ठेलिरहेको एउटा चाहिँ फोर्स, शक्तिलाई चाहिँ हामी विकासका पूर्व शर्तहरू, प्री कन्डिसन्स अर प्रीरिक्विजिट्स भन्छ. Is it clear? The bus is development. The wheels of the bus are infrastructures. And the power or the force which is pushing the bus forward is prerequisites. अब त्यो बसलाई अगाडि त बढाउनु छ हामीले, त्यो विकासको बसलाई हामीले अगाडि लानु छ र त्यसलाई अगाडि लानको लागि चाहिँ चक्काको रूपमा चाहिँ त्यहाँ के छ भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ पूर्वाधारहरू छन्, इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर्सहरू छन्, त्यहाँ शिक्षा छ, स्वास्थ्य छ, यातायात छ, सञ्चार छ, विद्युत छ. The wheels are the infrastructures. And the force which is pushing the bus forward is prerequisite. एउटा बसमा एउटा पाङ्ग्रा लाग्ने बित्तिकै त्यो त अगाडि बढ्दैन. त्यसलाई अगाडि बढाउनको लागि त पहाडबाट केही न केही त ठेल्नुपर्छ र त्यो ठेल्ने शक्ति चाहिँ के हो त भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ विकासका पूर्व शर्तहरू अथवा prerequisites of development. We can improve our different infrastructures like health service, transportation facility or communication sector if there is a good environment like well-educated people, peaceful condition, high public participation and entrepreneurship. They are the back force of development. They are pushing development forward. यसरी हामीले यो एक्जाम्पल मार्फत पनि डेभलपमेन्ट, प्रीरिक्विजिट्स र इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर्स, विकासका पूर्व शर्तहरू र विकासका पूर्वाधारहरूलाई कम्पेयर गर्दै क्लियर पिक्चर तयार पार्न सक्छौं. Now you know infrastructures of development include education, health, transportation, communication, electricity, drinking water. These are the 6 infrastructures of development. Now you see, these are the 6 wheels of development. These wheels help the bus of development move ahead. Is it clear now? Now let's deal one by one. The first one is education. In simple terms, education means a process of learning something. If you look at Wikipedia, it is defined in this way. Education is the process of facilitating learning or the acquisition of knowledge, skills, values, beliefs, and habits. This shows that it is related with the learning process. You can take education as a software. You can take education as a latest software. This is a kind of software that helps you to become updated. This software makes you useful in your community, and this software makes you active, and this software makes you alive. So it is the latest software. If you don't update yourself, then you become useless. So education is like a software. You see, it's like a software. So it is regarded as the third eye of human beings. Education is also regarded as the third eye of human beings. We all have got 2 biological eyes, and the next one is education, which we acquire, which we achieve through different means, through different sources. Now, let's talk about the importance of education. Number 1, I just told you right now, it is like a software which makes you active and useful and updated, right? And the next one, it gives you awareness so that you become a sensible person. You are now sensible. You are now conscious. You now know what is right and what is wrong. You are now conscious about your surrounding. You now know how to utilize the available means and resources. It is only through education that you become aware about your available means and resources. आफूसँग उपलब्ध स्रोत साधन के छ भन्ने कुरो हामीलाई स्पष्टसँग जानकारी हुन्छ। त्यस पश्चात हामीले त्यसलाई चाहिँ कसरी सदुपयोग गर्ने भन्नेतर्फ अगाडि बढ्नलाई हामीलाई शिक्षाले सहयोग गर्न सक्छ। Is it clear? Now let's talk about another importance. Through education, you can change the unskilled or semi-skilled human resource into skilled human resource. That's another importance of education. Clear? You can now transform the unskilled or semi-skilled manpower or human resource into skilled human resource. अदक्ष जनशक्तिलाई अब हामीले चाहिँ दक्ष जनशक्तिमा परिवर्तन गर्न सक्छौं। के को माध्यमद्वारा भन्दाखेरि शिक्षाको माध्यमद्वारा। भाइ बहिनीहरूले आफ्नो गाउँघरमा देखेको होला, विभिन्न संघ संस्थाहरूले गाउँघरका मानिसहरूलाई त्यहाँनिर तालिम दिइरहेको हुन्छ। आयमूलक विभिन्न सिपहरू जस्तै टेलरिङको तालिम, गार्डनिङको तालिम, धूप बनाउने तालिम, बाँसबाट बुन्ने विभिन्न सामानहरूको बारेमा तालिम, यस्ता विविध तालिमहरू गाउँ गाउँमा विभिन्न संघ संस्थाहरूले दिइरहेको छ। दे आर ट्राइङ टु ट्रान्सफर्म द अनस्किल्ड human resource into a skilled human resource so that they can increase their source of income. Alright? Another one can be, it makes you responsible and a better member in your society. Yes? When you have got education, you can be an active member, you can be a better member in your society. Alright? Education also can help to build other infrastructures of development. All these 6 infrastructures which I told you are interrelated. त्यो एउटा बसको जुन पाङ्ग्रा भनेर हामीले भर्खर भन्यौ नि, ती सबै पाङ्ग्राहरू चाहिँ एक आपसमा अन्तरसम्बन्धित छन्। दे आर इन्टररिलेटेड। एउटा पाङ्ग्राले अर्को पाङ्ग्रालाई अगाडि बढ्नको लागि सहयोग गरिरहेको छ। यदि एउटा पाङ्ग्रामा कुनै किसिमको प्रब्लम आयो भने अर्को पाङ्ग्रालाई पनि अगाडि बढ्नको लागि समस्या पर्छ। So they are interrelated. When there is good status of education, it helps to produce good human resource for health, for transportation, for communication, for electricity, for drinking water, in all other infrastructures, it can play a vital role. Clear? These are the importance of education. Now, what are the problems in education? Let's talk about it. Lack of enough budget for education. Number one. If you have got your note copy and pen, start writing. In number one, we can talk about the national budget in education. Mostly in developed countries, the budget in education is quite high than our country. In the national budget of our country, education sector just gets 9 to 11%, sometimes 9%, sometimes 10%, sometimes 11%. This is the annual budget for our education. राष्ट्रिय बजेटको जम्मा 9 देखि 11% मात्र रकम चाहिँ शिक्षाको लागि भनेर छुट्याइएको छ हाम्रो देशमा। तर विकसित मुलुकहरुमा यो प्रतिशत निकै उच्च हुन्छ। They allocate around 20 to 25% of the budget in education. So number one problem is lack of enough budget for education. Number two problem, lack of modern teaching learning environment. I want to share you one experience of mine. Last time I got an opportunity to take part in a training program organized by British Council in Kathmandu. There were mostly teachers from institutional schools, boarding schools. Only a few teachers from government school were there, and I was one of them. And in that training program, mostly the teachers were from the valley of Kathmandu. And outside the valley, there were few teachers like me. And I was quite shocked when I knew that the students of primary level are involved in making different apps. They are making applications for themselves. They are making apps about their school bus. They are making apps about the public toilets. They are making apps about their homework system. They are doing these things. The students of primary level are involved in making apps. In school, in Makwanpur, the students, are they able to make apps in their primary level? The teachers are also providing homework through mobile apps. They give notes through different apps. Students are presenting their project work through internet. This is the scenario of Kathmandu Valley. We who live in Makwanpur are not very far from Kathmandu in terms of distance. Physically, भनौं हामी त्यति टाढा छैनौं, तर अब हाम्रो सिक्ने सिकाउने प्रविधि हामीले यदि तुलना गर्यौं भने त्यहाँ धेरै ठूलो ग्याप देखिन्छ। यसैलाई हामीले यहाँ के भन्न सक्छौं भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ lack of modern teaching learning environment is also a problem. Now the government is trying to make some smart schools. Now the government is also providing ICT training to teachers. But till now, there is lack of ICT friendly schools and smart schools. There is lack of modern teaching methods, modern teaching tools in teaching learning. In Nepal, how many schools are there which is able to teach through using computer, projector, mobile, laptop, internet? You see, that's the problem. Only a few schools are there, mostly in urban areas or around city, which are able to use such modern forms of tools in teaching learning. Alright, that is number two. Number three, lack of motivating policy from the government. Now let's explain it. Do you know there are still teachers in our country who gets 6,200 rupees per month? जम्मा 6200 रुपैयाँ मासिक रूपमा बुझ्ने शिक्षकहरू पनि हाम्रो देशमा सरकारले नियुक्त गरेको छ। The most important period of our life is childhood, and to make our childhood as much productive as possible, there are teachers involved in early childhood development education. And these ECD teachers who are trying to make our future bright, they receive just 6,200 rupees as their monthly salary. The government is not able to make standard policy, and the teachers, they have to wait for 3 months for their salary. They don't get salary each month due to different kinds of technical problem in government offices. The teachers have to wait for 3 months to get their salary. The government has also built a civil hospital in Kathmandu for the civil servants, where the civil servants get much discount. They get much facilities there than other people. But till now, there isn't any hospital for teachers or students or who are involved in education. So such treatment by the government is not motivating people who are involved in teaching learning, right? The next one, that is gender discrimination. There is a high gender discrimination in our country, and it can be understood by the literacy rate. Last time I told you the literacy rate of our country is 67.91% according to Nepal Census 2068 BS. And there is just 57.4% female literacy rate and 75.1% male literacy rate. Now see, there is a huge gap. In average, there is 67.91% literacy rate. And if you talk about male literacy rate, it is 75.1%. And if you look at female literacy rate, it is 57.4%. See, there is a huge gap between the male literacy rate and female literacy rate. This also shows that there is gender discrimination. And due to gender discrimination, there is a kind of problem in education. Especially in rural areas, there is high gender discrimination. Girls are not sent to schools. Alright, the next one, lack of conscious guardianship. When you talk about conscious guardian, what does that mean? This means that for the proper development of children's education, the guardians also must be very conscious. They have to go to school from time to time and know about their children's studies. But usually what happens, the guardians are so busy that they give very little time for their children's study. Alright, the textbooks are not made available to students in time. That is another problem. There is another problem in institutional schools of our country. Boarding school haruमा फेरि त्यस्तै खालको समस्याहरु छन् त्यहाँ पनि. If you just talk about the present situation, boarding schools are facing a huge problem. How to run the school, how to run different classes, how to include students, how to give salary to teachers. There is a problem in private sector as well. Boarding school haruमा पनि आफ्नै किसिमको समस्याहरु छन्, and it is because of lack of proper government policy. Another one, you can talk about lack of skill-oriented education, practical education, right? You know about unemployed, educated human resource, because the education they received is not helping them to improve their lifestyle. So there must be education which fits for our soil. माटो सुहाउँदो शिक्षा हुनुपर्छ. There must be education which can give you a better opportunity in international markets. हामीलाई देशभित्र मात्र नभइकन विश्वमा नै काम लाग्ने खालको सिपमूलक विषयहरूको ज्ञान दिइनुपर्छ, शिक्षा दिइनुपर्छ, जसले गर्दा हामीलाई चाहिँ इन्टरनेशनल मार्केटमा पनि काम लाग्न सक्छ. There is lack of policy for pandemic situation like this. भाइ बहिनी अहिले सुनेका छौं नि कोरोना पेन्डेमिक भनेर, हैन, कोरोना महामारी. अहिले यो कोरोना महामारीको बेलामा चाहिँ कस्तो किसिमको नीतिहरू अवलम्बन गर्ने भनेर कुनै एउटा चाहिँ रूपरेखा नभएको अवस्थामा अहिले कति गाह्रो भइरहेछ. 90 lakh students are outside of the school. They are far from the approach of school education, right? And also you can talk about lack of proper distribution of educational institution. In city area or urban area, you can find lots of educational institutions. Education services are more and more only in the city area, but in rural areas, situation is different. Children have to walk a long way to reach their school. So this shows that the distribution of educational institution is not properly managed. कति दूरीमा विद्यालयहरू स्थापना गर्ने, कसरी धेरै भन्दा धेरै विद्यार्थीहरूलाई चाहिँ सहज रूपमा विद्यालयसम्म पुर्याउने भनेर चाहिँ नीति निर्माणहरू हुनुपर्छ. There are still places in Nepal where children have to walk hours, घण्टौं हिँड्नुपर्छ to reach their school. All right? Now you know several problems are there in the field of education. Education is one infrastructure and there are several problems. Now, what I want to tell you is try to solve these problems in your own way. First of all, just look at the problem. Usually you can find solution in it. त्यसै भित्र नै समाधानहरू पनि भेटिन्छ. जस्तै पहिलो हामीले कुरा गर्यौं lack of enough budget for education. Now what should be there? Now what can be the solution? The solution can be the government must increase budget for education. Not only 10%. The government should try to copy the developed countries and allocate भनेको ALLOCATE छुट्याउनु. The government should allocate more budget in education to handle problem. मैले कुरा गरे ECD शिक्षकहरूको बारेमा कति गाह्रो छ, कति पीडा छ भाइ बहिनीहरूलाई हेर त. महिनाभरि साना भाइ बहिनीहरूको फाउन्डेसन, साना भाइ बहिनीहरूको शिक्षाको जग राख्ने काम जसले गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ उहाँहरूलाई सरकारले तोकेको तलब भनेको जम्मा 6200 रुपैयाँ छ प्रति महिना. Is it enough? And why the government is not able to provide enough salary and much facilities to teachers? Because of lack of budget. All right? So try to look at the problems and try to write solution. All right? How you can handle these problems. I talked about the lack of modern teaching learning environment. मैले भाइ बहिनीहरुसँग एउटा आफ्नो एउटा अनुभव पनि शेयर गरे. मकवानपुर जिल्लादेखि काठमाडौँ कति टाढा छ? धेरै टाढा छैन. तर काठमाडौँका बोर्डिङ स्कुलहरुको विद्यार्थीहरुको पढाइको स्तर र मकवानपुर जिल्लाको चाहिँ विद्यार्थीहरुको पढाइको स्तर यदि हामीले कम्पेयर गर्यौं भने त्यहाँ धेरै ठूलो असमानता छ. त्यहाँ धेरै ठूलो ग्याप छ. From primary level they are involved in making apps in computer. See? So the government should try to minimize the distance between the private schools and the government schools. The government should try to regulate private schools by making a good policy, and on the other hand, the government should provide enough facility in government schools education. When you study through projector, through internet, through laptop, through smart whiteboards, it becomes easier for you to understand the lesson. You can get the lesson easily. Okay, students, in today's class, we talked about the interrelationship between development, prerequisites of development, and infrastructures of development. After that, we talked about the infrastructures and its definition. Then we started our first infrastructures of development, that is education. Now we know how to define education and what is the importance of education and what are the problems in education and how we can handle such problems. All these things we did in our today's class. All right? Okay, that's all for today. Thank you. Be safe and keep your family safe. See you. Bye-bye.
हस्त विद्यार्थी श्रोता, आजलाई रेडियो पाठशाला यति नै. रेडियो सुनेर साथ दिनु भएकोमा तपाई सम्पूर्णलाई धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद. भोलि फेरि रेडियो पाठशालाको साथमा उपस्थित हुनेछौं. रेडियो पाठशाला तयार गर्न सहयोग गर्नुहुने विद्यालयका शिक्षक सुरज बुढाथोकीलाई धन्यवाद र रेडियो सन्देश 106.9 मेगाहर्ज का प्रविधिबाट सहयोग गर्नुहुने प्राविधिक साथी सुरेश गुरुङलाई धन्यवाद दिँदै आजको कार्यक्रमबाट सम्पूर्ण पाठशाला टिम बिदा हुन्छौं. नमस्कार.